And talk to my friends. And I hope you guys are hanging in the quarantine. I know that times are tough right now, but things will get better. And I want you guys to let me know how things are going for you, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, however you're surviving and dealing with the chaos and the nonsense that we're looking at right now. Now, let me just give you a quick update in terms of what's going on with the stock market. It looks like the stock market took another hit today, big plunge. I'm not surprised. You're just getting kind of bad news on top of bad news. And that's actually going to, the market, a lot of people believe the stock market may not have actually bottomed out yet. And so given that it hasn't bottomed out yet, just be ready. Be ready for the storm, y'all. Be ready for the economic storm. We're really talking about Great Depression level unemployment, higher than the Great Depression. I think that the unemployment rate is anticipated to rise as high as 30%. The highest it ever got during the Great Depression was 1933. The highest it ever got during the Great Depression was 1933, and that was 24%. So you're looking at 30%. A Great Depression had 24%. So, it's interesting, man. I'm telling you, this virus. I never would have guessed that a virus like that, would do this. It just blows my mind. I really encourage you guys to go research Sweden. Sweden has a whole different approach to all this. From what I understand, Sweden hasn't done all the shutdowns and complete quarantines and forced anything. But they actually haven't had much coronavirus. They've just sort of had people practice social distancing and things like that. So I don't know. Anyway, am I live? Yes, I am live. Let's see here. What's going on with the Africa Project in Ghana? Not much now. There's not. Not Judy. It's hard to do anything internationally right now with the state of the world. So we'll try to pick it back up a little bit later. We're literally having to drop almost everything, cancel almost everything. It's kind of crazy. I've never seen this before. So you're dealing with kind of a crazy world right now. Hey, how you doing, Stacey Marie? Good to see you, sister. And Stacey Myers and the Selfie Queen. That's an interesting name. That's funny. I like that. By the way, I don't know if you guys know, but tomorrow we're doing a free event online that you guys can all join and enjoy. It's Black Movie Night. Black Movie Night is where we all get together online and we watch a great Black movie together. The reason we do it is because we want to support independent Black films and Black filmmakers who are making these great films, the actors and actresses and everything else. We can't just talk about what Hollywood is doing. You guys saw my analysis on drboycetv.com. If you go back, you can find the analysis I did on that Madam C.J. Walker Netflix joint, which a lot of you guys didn't like, but you can't just talk about what Hollywood is doing to you or how you feel. Sitting around bitching and complaining about how they hurt your feelings ain't going to solve the problem. I'm into solving problems. So we're building a Black Hollywood, period. That's what we're going to do. So I figured since I reach 1 million Black people a week, why not use that platform to promote Black films and Black directors that are doing a great job. So this week is Tierra KJ Williams. Roosevelt Mitchell III is going to be here. Noma Langam Mushali Moses. The conversation of the topic of the film is the Black homeschool movement. How many millions of parents are just not tolerating racism from the school system anymore, not just sitting around complaining about it, but actually taking their kids out of that school system. You got to protect your kids by any means necessary. Do we agree? If we agree, then that means we must find a solution. We can't just sit around and say, look at what that white lady did to my kids. These white people did this to my kids. Well, if they your damn kids, then protect your damn kids, right? If that means you got to evolve, then we must evolve. And there's no choice but to evolve, and that's my 2 cents. That's just what I believe. But then again, I don't want to make anybody feel bad, but I'm not going to sit around here and congratulate you for feeling sorry for yourself. I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to say, well, let's figure it out. So one thing we're going to do, we're offering in the Black Business School is we're going to do free homeschool training. We're going to have Roosevelt. I've asked Roosevelt to come in. He's an award-winning educator. I'm going to have him come in and talk about, he had developed a whole curriculum called Raising a Black Scholar, which was actually created when we made the film. And he's going to talk about homeschooling your child. Noma Langam Mushali Moses, she took her kids out of the school system and quit her job so she could be with them, and then created an online job so that she could make her money from home so she could be with her kids. Also, Amani Walker is coming in, who is also a homeschooler, and she's going to talk about her journey. So my belief is that the more you get exposed to Black people who are doing the damn thing, who are getting off the plantation, who are living a better life, the more you can actually, consider possibilities for yourself. there's no better time than the present, because right now, shit, you can't go to work. You can't damn near leave the house, like everything's shut down. So this is the chance, when the lights are out, that's your chance to escape when you've been held hostage. You've been held hostage in this situation for a long time. So when the lights go out, that's your opportunity to get up and sneak out the back door. Right. So right now the lights are out in America. Right now, America has shut down. Right at this point, America, it ain't what it used to be, and it ain't never going to be what it used to be. Did you guys know? I was listening to the financial news this morning. I do it every morning, which is something everybody should do. If you want to be financially in tune, you got to pay attention to what's happening in the financial world. So I was listening to financial news, and did you guys know that every single automobile manufacturing plant in the United States is completely shut down right now? I could have sworn I heard this. I got to double check this. But I could have sworn I heard that every single automobile manufacturing plant in the U.S. is closed. So America, I know we used to, being on the white man's nipple, but he ain't producing like he used to. So maybe this is a chance for us to start producing for ourselves. That's just my 2 cents. If you want to join us tomorrow night for Black Movie Night, it's totally free. It's a free service we're offering to the community for you guys to come in. You can go to blackmovienight.net. That's where you can register. Bring your whole family. blackmovienight.net. So a lot of our events are designed for entire families. So bring your wife, your kids, your baby mama, your baby daddy. I don't care. I'm not here to judge. All right. Hey, Tiffany Coleman, how are you, sister? I see you in there, and I see Danielle or Daniel Harrell. Sorry, Daniel, not Danielle. Johnny Blaze, Mr. Robertson, Vanessa Morgan. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let me see. I thought I saw a question in here. Somebody asked a question. Here we go. Let's see. Gene says, good morning. I don't know what to believe because the media lies so much. I honestly wonder if the death toll numbers we're given are accurate. I'm not going to say that they're inaccurate. I think Diamond and Silk today were, Diamond and Silk are these two little stooges that run around singing Donald Trump plantation songs and stuff. Kind of like Oprah and Gayle. They're just the conservative version of Oprah and Gayle. Oprah and Gayle are the liberal version of Oprah and Gayle. But anyway, Diamond and Silk were trying to say that the numbers were inflated to make Trump look bad. I don't buy into that, right? I don't think you can just create dead people. But I do think there's a discussion to be had about the partisanship of all of this. We did a survey on Dr. Boyce TV on the YouTube platform. I like to survey people to find out what the world is thinking. We're pretty scientific on this platform. Again, this is the platform for intelligent Black people. And so that's what we do. And one of the things I found in the survey that was really fascinating, I asked the basic question. I said, if they told you that the quarantine was going to last until 2021, I said, would you be willing to stay home, like not leave the house and be under basically what amounts to a lockdown until 2021? And I was really fascinated. I'm going to look at the results again just to see if the numbers have changed. It was like right down the middle. Like, I was really fascinated. Half of y'all said that you would do it. Half of y'all said hell to the no. And I was fascinated by that. I mean, first of all, there's the obvious logistical challenge of trying to figure out, how you going to eat, how you going to pay the bills. I mean, and my heart goes out if you're trying to figure that out. But I'm looking at this just on Twitter, for example. My Twitter is Dr. Boyce Watkins 1. Dr. Boyce Watkins is the number 1. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. 54% of you said you would stay quarantined until 2021. 45% of you said no. So that's pretty close to being down the middle. I don't even know if that's statistically significant or statistically significant difference from 50-50, but I don't know. I don't know what the standard deviations are and all that stuff. But let me see here. So I'm looking here at my YouTube channel. I usually put the survey up on a couple of places because I like to see different perspectives. When I look here, what I'm seeing is hit the thumbs up button, by the way. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button, please do that. If you're on Facebook, please share it to your page. If you're on Twitter, please retweet this. Oh, it's literally smack dab 50-50. Like right here on my YouTube channel. Literally, give me a yes or no. Yes or no. If they told you tomorrow, if they said, the coronavirus is not going to be eradicated until spring 2021, we're going to need you to stay in your house until next year. Would you do it? Give me a yes or no if you would stay, or if you would just say, you know what, I'm just going to take my chances. I'm just going to make sure I wash my hands. Give me a yes or no. Let me see. I'm going to read some of the comments here. And I have some, I also put the question up on my Instagram. My Instagram is The Real Boyce Watkins. Let's see here. Music City Kane says, I wouldn't mind. I'm more of a homebody anyway. Okay. J Romeo says, who believes Corona was intentional? Who believes this is more about the economy than anything else? Yeah, it's not out of the question. I mean, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I know that there are conspiracies. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I know that there are conspiracies. I think that, when you look at the fact that it happened right after this trade war with China, and then the Chinese, if you listen to their narrative, the Chinese are saying that, they believe that the Americans planted the virus in their country. They're saying that that's what they're feeding their people. But the Chinese lie more than Trump lies. Right. So they're all lying. All these politicians end up lying. Let me know if you guys can see me. Give me a yes or no if you can see me or hear me out. When I switch screens, I don't know if I disappear on your screen or not. But let me see here. John Doe says, I believe it's fake. Okay. Carol says, I'm selectively social, introverted homebody. I prefer communication via text anyway. I'm delighted in my element. Okay. The Riddler says, hell no. I don't trust any of these mainstream scientists and media saying anything about this virus. Do you feel like they're lying to you? Like, do you feel like they're bullshitting you at all? Like, do you feel like maybe, I'm going to tell you, as you guys answer, I'm going to tell you guys what I think. It's not that I think that they're deliberately lying or making things up. I think that they're giving selective information. That's what I think. I think that media is a big function of what they choose to focus on. And I think this way because, I'm going to tell you a little secret about myself. When I was in high school, I struggled with a lot of depression, a lot of sadness, which rooted itself from low self-esteem from childhood. I don't talk about it much because that's a different chapter of my life. But that part of myself is, that little boy, that inner child is always there. That's why I'm real sensitive to how we treat children. Like I have no sympathy for somebody who mistreats a child because I know what it's like to be, to feel unloved as a child. And so anyway, struggling with all that depression and that sadness that I felt, I remember the greatest benefit though from going through that struggle was learning how to internally in a deep rooted way, love myself. So self-love, I believe, is driven internally. I believe you can find it inside. You don't need that from other people. And maybe that's why I can go out here in the world and say stuff that I know pisses people off or whatever. And what somebody says about me or thinks about me doesn't matter nearly as much as what I end up thinking about myself. But then the other benefit was I learned the importance and the value of a commitment to optimism, a commitment to, finding the bright side, a commitment to selective psychology, meaning, if I could walk into a really shitty situation and I can usually find the bright side if I focus my mind on that. And if I focus my mind on finding the dark side, I can find the dark side. I don't tend to look for the dark side because what's the point in doing that? What's the point in making myself sad, scared, or depressed? Right. And I piss some people off, like now when I'm talking about even with the stuff with coronavirus, I'm like, I ain't scared. At least they're not dead. At least we're not, living in a third world country trying to fight for our lives, right? Like we have a lot of benefits and privileges that come with being American, right? I see the world that way. And why do I bring that up? Well, because at any given point, I figured this out when I was 19 years old, exactly 19 years old. I remember that. At any given point, there are a billion things I could tell you that are happening in the world right now that could induce whatever emotional state I want to create inside of you. I could tell you the most inspirational story in the world about something that happened yesterday that will get you excited and make you feel confident and pumped up. Or I could tell you the shittiest, most horrible story about some little girl in Bangladesh who got raped last night and while she was in her dad's bed, in the bedroom of her dad's house. And it would scare the shit out of you and devastate the hell out of you. Right. So my point in saying all this is this. I believe that media loves to fuck with your head. I think media just likes to scare you. Politicians and media, they both do it because they people are more motivated by fear. The studies all show this. Politicians know, they're like, we can't get black people to vote for us by telling them all the great things we're going to do for them. We'll just tell them that the Republicans are going to make them slaves, and then they'll all show up at the polls, right? Same thing is true with media. Media does the same thing. They're like the scary headline. If they have a choice between telling you a positive, inspirational story and telling you the scary story about the old lady across town who, got robbed on her, way to the grocery store, they're going to tell you the scary story first. And so it doesn't mean media is lying. Lying, the word lie is an interesting term in the sense that if there are 10,000 things I could be telling you, and I just happen to always pick the ones that fit my agenda, am I lying to you, or am I simply being selective about what I share, or being selective about what I don't share, right? I think the media is highly selective in terms of what they share and how they share it. Slanted, boom, dead, and that's the perfect word. So I think what I would prefer is, I think that there should be greater amounts of disclosure. I think that when they tell you 800 people died today, I think that they should also tell you a little bit more about who died and why, right? Okay, out of the 800 people that died, 650 of them had 3 pre-existing conditions. 700 of them were over the age of 70. It doesn't mean that they didn't die. It doesn't mean that that one death is less relevant than another, but it helps you have enough information to know how to navigate the situation. Because my theory is this. Here's what my prediction is. I predict that if we're still talking about Corona come summertime, there are going to be scenarios where people are going to say, okay, we got to deal with Corona, but we also got to eat. Because if we all starve to death, there's going to be a whole lot more deaths on top of that. So we're going to have to learn how to live with Corona. That means that we're going to have to still get up and go to work, reopen the factories, reopen the economy, knowing that there's this virus out there, and meaning that we have to social distance, we have to wash our hands, maybe we even wear masks, or maybe we just change our lifestyles altogether. But we have to keep the economy functioning in order to move forward. You can't sit still in this state forever. That's one thing I do believe to be fundamentally true. Unless you want to have, 10 million people start, in the poverty level, right? 10 million more, poor people in America, or you want to have, 10 million more evictions. I don't know. That's my analysis. I hope it didn't hurt anybody's feelings. I owe you the truth. I owe you my honest perspective, and that's what I'm really seeing. Okay. So anyway, with that said, there were a few other stories I saw that were really interesting. So by the way, don't forget, tomorrow night we have Black Movie Night at 8 p.m. Eastern, April 2nd. Tierra K.J. Williams, the director of Raising a Black Scholar, is coming through. We're going to watch the movie and have a conversation afterward. Feel free to join us. And also don't forget to go check out the Black Business School. We actually have a free option. I know some of you saw where we have the curriculum for kids and stuff like that, and we talked about that, and I shared that with you guys. Our financial workbooks are financialworkbooks.com. I know a lot of you guys have your kids at home, and this is a great time to teach them business. So financialworkbooks.com is where you can take a look at our workbooks and flashcards. Also, blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. That's the first 4 steps of our entire Black Business School for Children. And then the 5th step is the Black CEO Factory, which was the entrepreneurship program that we were talking about yesterday. But in case your money's tight, and I totally get that, number one, we did offer a substantial discount. I think we took 65% off because we know that the money might be tight. But then also, you can join the Black Business School and get started for free. So don't think that you have to have money to come and learn with us. That is not true. You do not have to have money just to get started in the Black Business School. So just go over to theblackbusinessschool.com and say, what do you have that I can get started with for free? Or if you have one, let's say you have 4 kids and you want to get one membership for one child and then let all 4 share it like a Netflix, that's totally fine too. Like we totally are okay with you ripping us off. What we can't do is we can't just give everything away for free because, we're a Black business. And so, when people say, well, everything should be free, you should do that for free, Doc. If you care about Black people, you do it for free. I'm like, well, you spend money with white businesses and you don't demand that they give everything away for free. So why would you do that to a Black business that is actually paying and taking care of Black people, right? Do you want them to be homeless? Like, do you want the Black people to work for free? Like, that doesn't make any sense. So that's my 2 cents on it. So it can't be free, but we can discount things. We can work with your budget. We can find a solution for you, and we're okay with you sharing one membership to a program. That's totally fine. And so I'll give you guys some of you asking for the URL for the Black Millionaires of Tomorrow program. So let me put that in here, blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com, and then financialworkbooks.com is where the workbooks and flashcards are. So if you have kids at home and you want to teach them about wealth and investing and stuff like that, those are 2 URLs that you can try out. And then also tomorrow night, we're doing the free homeschool conversation and film, Raising a Black Scholar. It's a great movie. So even if you don't have kids, even if you don't care about homeschooling, you're going to love the movie. I encourage you to watch it if you care about what Black people are up to. And because this is these are the revolutions that need to happen in our community. These are the revolutions that are happening in the community. Revolution to me is when people say, we're going to leave this system, or we're going to either overthrow the system, or we're going to just get out of the system altogether. So I think that rather than trying to just overthrow the school system or overthrow the white man's economic system, I think that we should create alternative systems. I really believe that we can do that. I think that we're smart enough. I think that we have all the resources we need. And remember, $1.3 trillion in annual spending or annual income is 4 times greater than the GDP of Colombia. So we have, literally the wealth of multiple nations in our own community. We don't have just the wealth of one nation. We have the wealth of several nations right here in our community. But what we have to do is we have to channel that wealth so that we're not just giving all that money away to other people because somebody lied to us and told us that we were poor. Black people are not poor. You just don't have as much money as white people. Those are 2 totally different things. Do we have to pre-register for Black Movie Night, Princess? Yes. Pre-register, go to blackmovienight.net. It doesn't cost you anything to register. Just sign up, though, so you'll be on the list. And get there early because the room only holds 1,000 people, and we've had well over 1,000 people register. The reason you do that is because, most people or a lot of people will register but not show up. But the first people to get in is first come, first serve. So you want to get there maybe about 5 minutes early so you can make sure you're one of the people that gets in when we start the event. So anyway, I'm out of here, guys. I'm going to take off, and I hope you guys have a great day and try to be positive today. Plan out your day, lay out a strategy, set goals for yourself. If you want to know a little tip on productivity and success, every morning when I get up, I meditate on my goals. I lay there and I close my eyes and I visualize, who I am, what I want to accomplish, what and how today fits into that bigger picture. And then if I'm really on my game, I'll listen to some music and think through my goals and think through what I want to accomplish today and think through what my next steps are going to be. And that gets you like sort of, as my friend D1, the rapper, always talks about, mission, vision, focus. That means your brain is just kind of wired into your mission. You have to do that. Find whatever your ritual is to get you focused so that you can understand how what you do today ties into what you're trying to accomplish 20 years from now. Those 2 things are totally connected. So that's my 2 cents on it. I wish you guys the very, very best. And I'll be around today. I'll do some financial stuff and everything else. And, of course, you guys know the Black Financial Channel is over there. So feel free to go check that out if you want to hear what's going on in the stock markets and all that. So take care. I'll see you soon and have a great day. And I love you. Be good.